remember that when I was in medical school, in the first day of my psychiatry rotation, when I walked into the ward with my consultant, there was a patient who was very agitated and she came up to us and she threw a chair at us. And the first thing that we did was ran out of the ward. And that was the first ever experience with both psychiatry and an agitated patient.
Good day to everyone. I'd like to share with you a collaborative project between our department and the Ellerslie Centre for Nursing, which is termed as Managing Aggression Using Immersive Content Megic, a blended learning experience using virtual reality. Agitation is increasingly prevalent in our clinical setting, and unfortunately, it comes with a lot of repercussions. So there is issues with patient outcomes, as a result of the agitation, and at the same time, it does interfere with the therapeutic relationship between patients and the healthcare workers.
So the challenges when it comes to treating agitated patients during my clinical practice would be that of the unpredictability of the patients that we see. These patients actually suffer from mental illness, and they actually can endanger the personal safety as well as the safety of others in the ward. So I think in terms of training, the lack of personal experience as well as clinical experience as we are medical students or junior doctors may be limited, and as we become senior doctors, that becomes very difficult to actually translate into clinical practice.
We have decided to develop this comprehensive suite of tools to help our students manage agitation much better. And this comes in various components: the theory component, the role play, as well as the virtual reality. We identified the most commonly encountered scenarios in the clinical setting for our VR program. And for this particular case, we have selected a patient with substance abuse who's currently undergoing through withdrawal symptoms and also having psychosis as a result of the substance abuse. And we chose this scenario because substance abuse is increasingly prevalent and something that is commonly encountered in our healthcare workers. So based on the selected scenario, we designed the storyline and the background, such as character profiles, the plot, the learning outcome that students need to achieve. So for instance, substance abuse, the students will be tasked to identify the withdrawal symptoms. From character profiles, we took reference from real-life case scenarios. This is to make the scenario more believable. And after designing the storyline and background, we started to work on the storyboard to iron out the details.
With regards to having a simulated environment to teach our medical students and young doctors about agitation, I think this is a great idea for everyone to experience how it's like to actually face an agitated patient without feeling that this is an unsafe environment to learn.
Yeah, so for me, before coming to this course, actually I always thought that whenever I face an agitated patient, I should just talk to him first and try to let him calm down. But it has never worked for me. Also, I think no one has ever taught us how to deal with an agitated patient, how to tie the restraints. We just know that restraints is not the first line because it might cause even more serious delirium for the elderly patients. But no one has actually taught us how to contribute to the team when they try to tie a patient down or hold a patient down.
And with this in mind, hopefully the patient care will be enhanced and there will be better outcomes for our patients.